All right, welcome back to We Talk Tech, everybody. Today we have an exciting episode. We're talking about 3D printing, and not the traditional 3D printing videos you see on YouTube, but we're going to talk about technology for independent living and how we 3D print with our members' needs in mind. So we do have a couple of 3D printers on site. We have a couple of great 3D print designers, and today we're going to be talking to one of them. His name is Daniel. So Daniel, thanks for joining us, and we just want to start by letting us know a little bit about your role here at Technology for Living.
Hi guys, thanks for having me. Yeah, so as Wayne mentioned, my name is Daniel, and I'm one of the biomedical engineers here at Technology for Living. My main role here at TFL is that of the biomedical engineer. Some of the tasks that we complete are the repair and maintenance of medical equipment, as well as setups of environmental control systems like Google Home and Amazon Alexa within our members' houses. Where my role kind of differs from the rest of the biomedical team is in regards to 3D printing and computer-aided design, which is also known as CAD. I typically take on most of the responsibilities of 3D printing here at TFL. Some of those tasks would include, 3D printer maintenance, producing CAD models and 3D print files, as well as printing the final product on our 3D printer here. Back to you, Wayne. Thanks.
All right, Daniel, it's great to have you. And I just wanted to get right into it. So I know Ian's kind of used our service of how a member would ask for assistance when they think a 3D printed device might assist them. So Ian, can you tell us a little bit about the problem you were having and maybe how Daniel helped you a little bit?
Yeah, of course. So one of the recent issues is because I'm a renter and I have the Soma TIL blind add-on, I found that it kept falling off the wall because the adhesive either wasn't sticky enough or I didn't want to damage the window frame, and I noticed that it was peeling off some paint. So I asked Daniel if he was able to find a creative solution, something that's easy to replace, isn't going to damage anything once I move out, and it would be a bit more secure. So after speaking with him back and forth, sharing some ideas, then he came up with an absolutely wonderful solution.
Excellent. And Daniel, maybe you can just touch on the process and working with Ian and designing and printing and finally the installation of the product.
When you're trying to develop any product, there are 6 main steps to it. The first step being to define the problem. What problem are you trying to solve? You would then move on to conduct research. This is typically looking online, what's out on the market already. You would then go into step 3, brainstorming, conceptualizing your idea. You would come up with sketches, how are you going to go about it, just to get a good idea on what it is you're trying to produce. You would then begin to produce a prototype. This is basically just our CAD model and then 3D printing it. So once I have the CAD model of our device, so Soma TIL in 3D in our CAD software, I like to produce the 3D model of the device we will be printing around it. This ensures that when it's finally printed, everything fits the first time. We typically print in PLA material, and all of our supports are printed in PVA, which is the dissolvable material. This begins the printing process. All you simply need to do now is wait for the printer to be done. You take the final product, in our case we printed with PVA material, which is the supports and is dissolvable. We still need to remove those. We typically take that and just put it into a water bath. Now all you need to do is wait for the material to dissolve fully, and then you get the final printed device, as seen here. You would then try and get product feedback. So in our case, it's taking the device and showing it to Ian. Taking all those ideas from the feedback and trying to incorporate and better your product, which then leads us to the final step, improving the design. You take all your feedback, what you've learned throughout the process, and improve your design. Right after the design improvements, it goes back to step 1, defining the problem again. Say something has changed, and then you go through the design process all over again. Let's go into a little bit more detail of the installation process. So the way we would do this is typically go into our member's house, or in our case, Ian's house. And locate the blinds or window where we like to install our Soma tilt. So once we found that position and the holes, I would take my mount and then mount it and fasten this mount to the wall. Once it's fastened with the screws, you simply just take your Soma tilt, put it in the mount, and then attach the cord to the rod. and you're done. There you have it, the basics of the design, printing, and installation process of the mount. I helped design for Ean and his Soma tilt. Yeah, so back to you.
All right, that sounds like an amazing process, Daniel, and great job on the design. Ean, what did you think about working with Daniel and the process of working with the TIL text?
Fantastic. I gave a problem. We discussed it, sent some emails back and forth. He did a 3D rendering, showed it to me after making some very minor adjustments to it. Then he printed it, sent me a prototype, and happily ever after.
That's perfect. Yeah. And just a reminder to all our TIL members, this is available to everybody. So if you think of something you need assistance with in your home and you think a 3D print might help, just get a hold of us and see if our 3D printing techs can help.
As always, like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. And if you have any other questions, please leave us a comment or send us an email.
Take care, everybody. Welcome, Daniel, and just let us know a little about it's going so good.
Where is it?
I think I need to start over.
I love this. We're like professionals now. Soon we're gonna have like CGI. Taylor, can you do CGI? That'd be awesome. And I'm not talking like putting a stupid hat on my head, even though that was pretty good.